Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan, the voice behind ThatKaitoDan, and welcome to my reaction to the Rwby Volume 5 trailer. Well, before we get started, just a few things. Yes, I am in a completely different location, and I might sound a bit different just because of the acoustics and that, but if you haven't seen my most recent update video, which you should, because it's also got my plans regarding uploads for Volume 5, I'm in England again. I'm here for, well, a family wedding, but I'm also here for RTX London, which is coming up very, very soon, and I cannot wait for that. So, yeah, I'm in a different location. I'm over at one of my aunts right now, and if things sound a bit weird in terms of the sound quality or just the visual quality in that, it's the best I can do right now in my current situation. But yeah, I'm in a different location right now, and I've got a trailer to watch. Oh my god. So, I had just come back from going out as well. I watched Kingsman 2, brilliant film, and I come back just in time for the trailer. And I've been debating about watching this because I wanted to go in blind, but I just can't. I gotta see what we're gonna be seeing very soon. I just want to taste what we're gonna be having very, very soon, and God knows what we're gonna get. We got Ranger in Mistral, we got Yang back on the road, we got stuff going on with the White Fang, we got God knows what's gonna happen next with Weiss, and everything in between. It's insane right now, and I cannot wait for this. Just a quick note as well, because of the fact that I'm in a different place than usual and I don't have a lot of time as much as I usually do, I'm probably going to truncate my usual analysis into the end of this reaction, so please stay tuned after the end of the reaction for all my discussion, and as well, please support the Rwby, the fantastic people behind this show, and please watch the original source trailer. Unfortunately, there has been some leaks. Apparently it's some images and that, so please be careful if you want to go in this blind, and please support the amazing people behind this show that you all love by supporting the show and watching the trailer through the official sources. But for now, I got a trailer to watch, so let's just get straight into it. For the first time in guarding for Volume 5, count it down with me. 3, 2, 1... And we're straight into Mistral. I love the Asian theme for this kingdom, it's amazing! And there's Team Ranger!
There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
The White Fang,
and there's Salem and Cinder!
Destruction of Haven, and they'll have it.
Aelia! Aelia's back in Menagerie!
The plan isn't gonna work, Blake. Just leave Menagerie before it's too late.
She's still in that moral grey area, and this is some stuff from the previous short. There's Yang!
Someone.
Oh! Oh!
Mistral's control.
She's getting aggressive again.
The widest reaching in the world, you know.
Who's this talking? Is this Lionheart?
Harder to protect. We get
it is Lionheart! Oh wow! I love its design.
In Haven Falls, it's only going to make things worse for
the White Fang. Is that Sienna Khan? There's Adam. He's got like new clothes. There's some Weiss's short.
But we can figure this out.
There's Team Ranger and that. Raven! Raven with some of the members from the tribe, and there was an airship back there. There's Yang, Weiss. Oh my god! Oh, was that the knight? Was that Weiss's knight? Oh, what are they going to end on? Oscar! Oh my days! Oh my god, this is gonna be a... This volume's gonna be wild. Oh my god. Oh my god, I gotta go back and watch that. Okay, I'm gonna cut for now, and I'll join you afterwards after giving my analysis on all of this. Oh my god, what the hell did I just watch? Hey guys, so I switched over to animated me just to make it a bit easier on myself, and the camera kind of died out on me midway through, so unfortunately I'm going to have to repeat myself a few times, but we'll go over some of the images of the trailer, and I'll give you my opinions and my analysis of what just went down. So first things first, let's talk about Mistral. I love the designs of the buildings in this kingdom. It's of course very Asian themed. It's very it's got that classic Asian style to it, and I love it. I love the Japanese culture. I love that Asian kind of motif to all the locations you can get, and my god, the Rooster, you guys are doing some fantastic work with the visuals. This is probably one of the most beautiful and stunning settings I think we've seen in the entire series. It's absolutely fantastic, and I seriously would want to be in a place like this. It is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to see more of it in the near future. Of course, Team Ranger are in the kingdom right now, and from the sound of it, no one is there at first. It looks like this could be the kingdom area for the academy. I think it's Haven. I'm just blanking at the moment, but this could be them looking straight away for Professor Lionheart, who we'll see in a moment. Obviously, things seem to be a bit tense, a bit quiet around here if it is the academy, so maybe that's detailing this very tense situation that the world is in right now following the fall of Beacon. Moving forward now, we got some stuff with Salem and Cinder. I'm very surprised that Cinder is still in Salem's domain, which still looks fantastic, by the way. I would have thought she would be out in action right now, but obviously not. I guess the question is, what will she do? I mean, she's healed herself, she's able to be in a fight, it seems, after what happened last volume, so who knows, maybe Cinder will come later in for the attack on the Haven Academy, or maybe go for the Spring Maiden, since that aspect is still not touched on. Of course, a couple of missing faces in this place. There's no Watts, there's no Tyrion, there's no Hazel, and there's no Mercury and Emerald. Obviously, we last saw Dr. Watts in Mistral. Hazel was walking through the kingdom as well when he passed over Oscar. Tyrion is probably recovering right now following his battle damage last time out. And of course, there's no Emerald and Mercury, so maybe they're off doing something, or they're away while Salem and Cinder are having a meeting. Hopefully, we'll see more of Mercury and Emerald in the volume itself doing something. Then we have Blake and Ilya back at the Belladonna household, and I'm very surprised that Blake is also still at Menagerie. I would have thought at least by now she would at least be heading towards the mainland kingdom, so she's still at Menagerie, which is surprising, but what's more surprising is seeing Ilya actually confronting Blake and what seems to be trying to ward her off from interfering with the White Fang's plans. So obviously the ties from the past between these two still means a lot to Ilya, the fact that she's willing to risk her neck to try and keep Blake away from what's going down in Menagerie. But one big thing that I love from this is, even with one of her former friends warning her that what may happen is not going to be good, and she wants Blake to leave Menagerie and be safe and stay away from everything right now, Blake is not running away. She is willing to disagree with her former friend and stick to her goals of trying to change the White Fang from within now. And I love that. It's a great moment already for Blake to hear those words, that if you want to get Blake out of this situation, if Ilya wants to stop Blake from confronting the White Fang, she's gonna have to force Blake's hand. And considering all the times that Blake has ran in the past, all the times that she's tried to avoid conflict, especially with the White Fang, this is probably gonna be a landmark scene for Blake's growth, and I cannot wait to see that happen. And just from this right now, I am so happy to see Blake turn a corner. Moving on, we then see Yang in a bar, it seems, punching out a dude in, I'm guessing, like, still random place in Mistral. By the way, is it just me, or does this guy kind of look like a blonde or Australian version of Gavin? I swear to God, he looks like Gavin, and I wonder if that was intentional or just by pure coincidence. But regardless, Yang is in a bar, possibly getting some information, and she gets aggressive again. She gets angry and punches this guy out. Of course, we don't know the context, we don't know if the guy did anything to warrant this, but the fact that Yang is getting angry so quick, it seems, and willing to punch someone out is very interesting, considering this is, of course, probably the first time she's had to deal with conflict since leaving Patch. So obviously she's still on some rocky ground in terms of getting use of controlling her anger, like Ty said, and looking at different options. And maybe this will play into her PTSD. I mean, that is kind of the, no pun intended, hot topic in regards to Yang's future. In regards to, can she deal with situations like this where things get hostile without breaking down and thinking about Adam and the fall of Beacon and Blake and all that? It definitely seems like Yang isn't going to be weary, at least at first. She's still diving head into conflict, and it's going to be very interesting to see if that comes back to bite her in the backside again, and we see Yang is still rough around the edges and still trying to get used to these immeasurable changes in her life. But yeah, from the sound of things, we're not going to get tired of Yangry time anytime soon. And then we see our first shot of Professor Lionheart, which I gotta say, I love the design for this guy. Of course, we saw part of his clothes last time out, but I love the beard and I love the lion's mane kind of hairstyle he has. Of course, he is based on the Cowardly Lion, so that makes sense. But what's interesting about him is what he's talking about. He talks about Mistral's control of the kingdom against the Grim and against bandits and enemies is spread far and wide across the kingdom, but it's a very difficult task to manage that entire landscape area. So my thought is this the reason why he's willing to discuss things with Cinder, with Watts, and the bad guy side? Is this why he's willing to get whatever support he's getting from them to possibly have a firmer control of the entire kingdom, perhaps? Obviously, with him being based on the Cowardly Lion, it's probably his way of trying to make sure that he is protecting everyone, but he might be very misguided, especially with Watts and Cinder so willing to undermine the kingdom and seemingly break it from within, obviously causing another huge scar on the world. Moving forward, let's talk about this scene. The first time it seems that we're seeing the White Fang HQ, and the first look at Sienna Khan, who, from the looks of things, definitely does seem to be a female faunus. So it is a female leader running the White Fang currently, and from the look of her design and this very intimidating aura that her throne room has, with the White Fang drapes, the armed guards, and the very dim lighting, it definitely hints to the fact that Sienna Khan is probably a huge badass and you do not want to cross her. Of course, she is seemingly based on Shere Khan, the villain from Jungle Book, so I'm not too surprised that she does seem to be a very intimidating presence. Though, we do have this one scene with Adam seemingly pleading the case to rally the entire White Fang against every human. Of course, Adam is very anti-human, so this comes as no surprise, but it does seem to hint even more about this entire splintered group concept that we heard from the Albane twins. The idea that Adam is forming his own faction with support of Salem's Lot to gain control of the entire White Fang and cause mayhem all over the world for any human. And from the looks of things, it definitely hints that we've got a conflict between Adam's intentions and possibly Sienna's. Obviously, things are probably going to get bad before they get better in regards to the White Fang situation, though I also want to touch on what seems to be a new design for Adam. We've got this kind of like patterned fiery redness to his side and some shoulder pads, so maybe this is a armored look for Adam before he goes into some kind of conflict, or perhaps this is just a brand new look for him as a leader of his own group. or maybe this is just the clothing that you gotta wear when you're around Sienna. Either way, I'm fascinated to see what this new design looks like. Obviously, it's going to be very cool for all the new cosplays and that. We see Team Ranger trying to figure out what to do next, Rwby still being the butt of hope, and then we hear Crow mention, and we see Raven looking down on someone, so part of me thinks that might be Yang getting on the ground after what may happen with the Australian Gavin bit. Maybe this is stuff that we see from the Yang character short, as we have seen also in this trailer some snippets from the Weiss and Blake character short, so definitely something to look out for when we do get the Yang character short. And we also see 2 new members of what seems to be Raven's tribe. A very sleek looking man with a pauldron on his arm, and a guy with a bandana and a patch over his eye, and what seems to be some sort of rifle. But it definitely seems like we're going to be seeing more of Raven. Of course, we saw her on the poster, but we're probably going to be seeing some stuff with the tribe, and I'm looking forward to that. The tribe element is something that was introduced last volume that I'm very fascinated about. And if this is indeed playing off with Yang and some of my hopes that I mentioned in my previous Volume 5 Hopes video, go and watch that, then we could be seeing the tribe from Yang's point of view, perhaps. Very, very interesting. We then see this awesome shot of an airship flying over the sea, and I'm trying to slow it down as I'm talking to you, but there's some new Grim following the ship, and it kind of looks like either mosquitoes or Grim bees, which looks very, very freaky. I am not a fan of that, but I'm glad that we're seeing some more Grim again, and I love that shot of the airship just spraying all over the sea and over to this entire landscape of floating islands, which, again, it's a fascinating visual that I'm so glad we're seeing, and obviously it's a huge, huge sight to see with the improvements for, obviously, the visuals, and God, I mean, I love this kingdom already. I want to visit it. I want to see more. I want to see the criminal underworld. I want to see the highbrows up top. I want to see the Nikos family. I just cannot wait to see this kingdom. It looks absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. We see another shot of Yang riding on her bike, which could be, again, from the character short. And we see what looks like some sort of whip lashing out at Professor Lionheart. Now, I could be wrong with this, but the kind of whip-like thing, it reminds me of the tentacles from that glowing globe Grim that was around Salem back in Volume 4. The Seer Grim, I think it is. So, maybe there's a Seer Grim between Professor Lionheart and Salem, so those two can converse. And from the sound of things, maybe Professor Lionheart is wearing out his warm welcome in regards to Salem. So maybe we're starting to see more of Salem trying to undermine the kingdom, and for Professor Lionheart, things aren't going his way. And before we get towards the stinger, we see a shot of what looks to be a summoned knight. And it's a different design, it seems, from the one summoned by Weiss. So my guess is this is actually a summoned knight from Winter, because we do know that she is in Mistral according to what Ironwood said last volume. So maybe what seems to be during the chase scene with the new Bug Grim, perhaps Winter comes in to save the day and aid out whoever's on the airship, most likely Team Ranger in that. But yeah, fantastically looking designed Summoning Knight. I cannot wait to see the context to that. And the Volume 5 trailer ends with Team Ranger meeting Oscar. Obviously, some things are going to be very tense there, especially if Team Ranger is let on about the situation between Ozpin and Oscar. If they find out, then I'm picturing it in my head right now. I can imagine Jean getting very angry and probably nearly lashing it out on the poor farm boy. Obviously, he can't do anything to Ozpin in this state, but yeah, it sounds like things might get very tense in regards to Team Ranger now that the farm boy and the former headmaster are now looking to be joining the ranks. But yeah, that's it for this trailer. It was very quick, and some of it was filled up with character short scenes from Weiss and Blake's short, and possibly some stuff from the Yang short, so who knows how much of this will be seen in the early episodes. But guys, I probably rambled so much in this analysis, but it's because I'm still giddy. I'm still bouncing right now. Volume 5 looks to be continuing the trend of visually and story improving. I mean, the visuals look fantastic. The story looks to be getting more dramatic than ever. There's going to be some huge character moments with Blake, with Oscar, Professor Lionheart, with Raven, and with Yang. I can see why they've added 2 extra episodes for this volume, and my god, guys, Volume 5 is probably going to be one of the most intense volumes that we've ever seen. I'm putting my stamp on it now. I think Volume 5 is going to be something truly, truly special, and I cannot wait for it. But that's it for now. Again, that's the most I can get out of this analysis. I'm still bouncing right now. I'm still giddy, but let me know what you thought about this trailer in the comments down below. And again, please support the Rooster. They do fantastic work like this, and they deserve all the respect and all the admiration that they get. Please watch the official source trailers, and while you're leaving comments, please click the subscribe and bell buttons to get every new video from me, including reactions and reviews for Volume 5 as they come out. And follow me on Twitter at ThatKaitoDan for more on anything to do with Rwby, future content from yours truly, and more. Until then, have a good day, a good night, and peace out.